Hi everyone, today we have another Transformer review. This time it's for the KO Studio Series 105 Mirage from the Transformer Rise of the Beast movie. Right away you can see that this version have a lot more colors decoration in comparison to the original Studio Series Mirage. You can see that all of the colors over here, they have more blues on the head, has more blue on the chest area, have more blue on the arm area, the gun as well, going from the bicep all the way down to the arm down here. As well as on the legs, we also see that more blue colors, and then of course more red colors highlight here and there as well. So the red colors over here actually match with what on the car for the headlight and the tail light, so that's look pretty good. And going down here you can see that definitely we have more gold colors and the blue colors on the plastic part over here. So in the original one, all of this area will be just gray plastic colors, and all of the thighs areas over here will be just silver color. For the head, even their Autobot insignia is kind of there too. So they try to mimic the overall shape of the Autobot insignia and slap it on right there too. In comparison to the original Studio Series Mirage, we don't even get these blue colors on the head over here. Looking at the chest or abdominal section over here, we can see that it's definitely have that kind of reflective silver looks in there as well. Metallic silver. And then also some gold highlights details in between and one red over here. Overall, it's look pretty good, like much better than the original one. Looking at the back too, so if we look at the back areas over here, you can see that it have more gold highlight there. Also the red tail lights over here is also put in there as well. So for the original one, all of those areas will be just clear plastic. Unfortunately, they didn't really paint anything on the transparent arm, and they don't even change that arm into regular plastic but still keep it transparent plastic. Most of the figure is still made of plastic except for those feet area over here. Those are made of metal, so I think the regular BMB version also have those made from metal. At least that is better than the original one. And of course for the rim areas on the wheel, you can see that all of them now have that kind of silver or chrome looking as well. It's going throughout all of the four rims that we have. Look at this again, you can see that all of the small area over here, they got silver weathering effect going throughout, just like how the chest region have. But I didn't really paint everything, so like you can see that for the mid-thigh section or those hip area over here didn't get painted, so they still just that plastic grayish colors. And then we also have some kind of sticker to put in here. So they have like sticker for the headlight, you can see in here, sticker over there and sticker over here. Does look kind of funny. It's look like the googly eyes more than their headlight, but for some reason they decided to go with the sticker. And I feel like some of the blue areas over here, they actually sticker instead of pen. Instead of using pen, they actually use sticker to actually lay them on. That's kind of surprising because for those, I feel like if I really try to trash it, I can take off the sticker. So the quality there is not really good. And you can see that over here, there's more evidence that they are sticker but not painted because this is not entirely flat. So they actually try to put on some kind of sticker, but it's pretty durable. It's not gonna come up if you don't intentionally try to take it off. I think even the red colors in here, they sticker as well. Let's do a quick run through articulation. So on the head can of course still rotate from left to right. It can almost rotate 360 except for this point here because the chin gets stuck on the back of the figures, but it can rotate to that far from the other side as well. And at the back of the head, it's look pretty good too. And when we go to the arm, of course can go up all the way like that, so like 90-degree upward. That's really nice. And then it can go that far thanks to the two hinges that we have in here. So one hinge over there just right next to the shoulder, and the other hinge is on the arm. And of course it can go out that far and even can go upward and to an angle like that. It's a pretty good bone joint over here. And as we go down here, of course, we have the bicep swivel over here. And then over here, we have 90-degree of bicep band right there. We do have the hand swivel over here. And of course, it's the same thing to the other arm. As we go to the chest region, we do have waist articulation in here. So firstly, we have an ab crunch. It kind of articulation, but we have to mid-transform the figure to make this ab crunch, but at least that still works. And then of course over here, we have the waist swivel as well, but it's kind of limited and we have to really angle down those doors over there to free up the articulation. And then be careful with the chest as well. As we articulate, it can just pop up. And then for the legs over here, it can go 90-degree. And of course, you can see like it just really easily come off if we pass a certain part articulation, but it easy pop back on. As we go down here, it can kick upward that far. And kick backward really limited, and also depending on the doors that we have in here. As for this knee joint over here, it's pretty limited as well, mainly because of the door over here. And then something also got stuck here, so probably for this part on the car rim. As we go down here, we have the bone socket joint here. So of course this can serve as a swivel, so it can swivel 360, and then it can also bend. It can tilt inward a little bit and tilt outward a lot. So in terms of articulation, this guy is pretty good. The first comparison that we have in here is between the KO Studio Series Mirage and one of the human figures that we have in this Studio Series scale. So on the right side, we have the Studio Series Sandwich Wiki that come with the Studio Series number 49 or 74 Bumblebee. The middle one that we have over here is the by-way Noah Diaz figures that come with the by-way Optimus Prime. On the far left over here, we have the Noah Diaz figures that come with the MXZ Optimus Prime. We can see that the scale worked out really well between these Mirage figures and all of our human figures. So the most accurate scale that I would think is that this one is supposed to scale with a by-way Optimus Prime, and the by-way Optimus Prime is exactly the Studio Series scale. So theoretically, those two would be the perfect scale that they're going for. But I think even standing next to the MXZ Noah Diaz, which is a little taller, it doesn't look out of scale. So I think that still looks really good. Next comparison, we have Mirage standing next to the leader of the Autobot. On the left side, we have the Studio Series or the by-way KO Studio Series Optimus Prime. And on the right side, we have the KO MXZ Optimus Prime. So there's one on the left side, exactly the same scale as the original Studio Series. So that is the Studio Series scale. While the one on the right side is more for the YOLO part scale. So we can see that definitely between the by-way one and the Mirage one over here, definitely the scale between those two is more accurate to the movie, because in the movie those two scale, they are not twice the height of one another, while for those two, when I compare the MXZ one to Mirage, we can see that Optimus is way too tall. This scale might be accurate to the Bay universe, but with the new ROTB universe, then this scale is way too off. Next comparison, we have the Studio Series Mirage standing next to the Studio Series RC, and I think this scales right here is perfect, because in the movie we can see that always RC will come up around this abdominal section area of Mirage, and this scale is perfect in plastic form. I think those two, especially after we added some extra colors to both of the characters, they really match that CGI model or their on-screen presence in the movie. They just look so good next to one another. Let me know what you think. I think for those two, the scale is basically perfect. Next comparison, now we have Mirage standing next to the Studio Series Cheetah. And we see that the scale actually worked out really well between those two characters. Didn't really see them really standing next to one another at all. But I think according to the scale chart, this scale worked out really well. Cheetah is supposed to be around 18 feet tall, while Mirage is supposed to be around 15 feet tall, so there's only like 3 feet difference between them. Or maybe Mirage is a little shorter. I'm not entirely sure about that, but definitely those scale work out for the Rise of the Beast universe. And when we transform this guy into his beast mode, we can see that the scale definitely worked out really nicely as well. Next comparison, we have the Studio Series KO Mirage next to the Studio Series Rhinox, and this time in his beast mode. And I think this scale It's worked out really accurately to the movie, especially from the last scenes where we saw all of them running toward the army of Unicron. Next comparison, we have the KO Studio Series Mirage standing next to the KO Oversized Studio Series Optimus Primal. This guy, because it's got KO Oversized, so that is the only way how this beast mode can scale accurately with this robot mode. I really love the scale that we're looking at right here, because in the movie Optimus Primal is supposed to be this big. Here is how they look from the sides. Look, you can see that definitely Optimus Primal is very beefy. He's not only tall and wide, but he's beefy in every aspect of those figures. Those two standing next to one another just make a really nice display together. Next, we have this Mirage in comparison to the Studio Series Battle Trap. And again, we can see that this scale worked out really nicely, because in the movie, those two definitely interact with one another in some battle, especially for the first battle that I ever met one another. Battle Trap might need to be a little beefier or taller, but in general, I think those two don't scale too badly with one another. And lastly, we have this KO Studio Series Mirage standing next to the Bumblebee skirt. And look at this scale, oh my gosh, because those two did interact with one another quite many times, especially in the final battle where skirts kill off Mirage. They really much scale exactly how they look in the movie, because in the movie Mirage was so tiny. He had to jump really far up here just to punch skirt. Here how they look from the side. Definitely skirt is very beefy, not only taller but it's very beefy in comparison to this Mirage right here. And that scale just worked out so nicely. And here is how skirt and Mirage appear together in the final scene. We can see that for those two colors, with the coloration contrast between such a bright colors character like Mirage and a dark character like Skirt, those two on display just look so good together. And because of the new coloration on this version, I think it's much more worth it than the original one, which lack a lot of colors on the robot mode. Between those two, definitely the blue highlights and the gold highlights make the colors on these figures pop a lot more and just be more presentable on the shelf. If you want to look for one, look for one. Good luck! Hey, you. Yes, you. Subscribe to our channel. Please, otherwise, Megatron might kill me again. And no, I'm not kidding. He's right there. Hey, Josh. So please, subscribe. I don't want to be back in 2 pieces. Your subscription means a lot to us.